Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. A welcome as well to anyone here who's new and just started following along. Today, I got something a bit different for you guys. I know normally you guys have been in tune and watching my King Triton series where I've been climbing the ranked multiplayer ladder, which is called Running the Gauntlet. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Very nice, informative, especially for new players who want to know a little bit more about how to play the game. So I do provide some tips there, but also just a good time, uh, fun time, fun playing against you guys if I have been able to run across you guys. But if not, our paths will cross sooner than later, hopefully. But anyways, back to I guess the focus here for this video. So I know lately, past couple of days, there's been some news, updates, controversy over this game, and I haven't posted in a couple of days because of that. I've just been with myself, debating, going across Discord, glancing over conversations, watching other content creators who I've been following along since free to play because, as you know, or if you don't know, that's when I came across this game and started playing this game. So I think I've had enough time to really reflect with myself, especially about the situation and what's currently going on with this game, Disney Speedstorm. And I guess the biggest thing that everyone has been talking about is the new Golden Pass drama. So if you don't know, with this new update come season 7, the biggest change, or I guess the most controversial change or announcement that they have made for Disney Speedstorm regarding the Golden Pass next season is that you're no longer able to obtain the Golden Pass via purchasing it with tokens. So what tokens are, or what tokens is, let me just grab this real quickly here. So this is the currency called tokens, which you could use to pretty much obtain anything in the shop for this game. So character packs or character boxes, character more shards for these characters, another couple of packs that you can grab, some upgrade parts for later levels for characters, so on and so forth. Especially collections like cosmetics, racer suits, decals for cars, you name it, license plates, animations, everything you can think of. Tokens are tied behind it. And virtually what this new change had done is pretty much lock anyone who was free to play out of this game, because pretty much majority of what you could obtain in this Golden Pass was based on whether you had purchased the premium part of the Golden Pass. So you could obviously collect a few free items along the way from the Golden Pass. However, most of what you needed from the Golden Pass were premium items. So I guess the premium character, I believe, from the Golden Pass was Ariel. You can no longer get Ariel. You can no longer get epic crew members for them, which is so needed, especially when you need to put a proper crew or align a proper crew around these, whichever racer you're using, just so you could gain an advantage when you go off to a game mode like ranked multiplayer, and especially in the season tour. With that said, for me, in order to be able to go through this game and complete everything there is to complete, I had to have the battle pass, the golden pass. And just with a quick glance here, you could see all the things this game has to offer, or all these rewards that this battle pass has to offer, right? So it gives you shards for characters, it gives you cosmetics, obviously, crew members, which are just as important as having the characters themselves, upgrade parts, season coins, which obviously, if had you seen in the shop, I could use to open other boxes for characters, or come down here and get shards or get parts, whatever is in the shop that's showing at the time, right? So it's very handy to use, or very handy to have. And the fact that all of this was provided in the golden pass was perfect, because not only did you have the option, if you wanted to, open your wallet and grab this golden pass, you also had the option to earn tokens, which you could then use to obtain this golden pass. So back to my main point and the focus of this video. Like I said, I took some time to reflect on this game and the state of Disney Speedstorm and where it was heading with this new update coming next week. And honestly, I was kind of bummed, just because I recently just started making content for this game because I enjoy it. But more importantly, free-to-play players have been suffering from the very inception of free-to-play. As funny as it sounds, it's true. We had a lot of content creators in the like of Poppin' Often with Lofton, great content creator, you should check him out when you have the time, as well as Skyliner Productions, who is another great content creator for this game. And I look at them both as advocates for this game and for the players who enjoy playing this game. They want to see this game thrive. They want to see this game be successful. They want to see everyone in this community have fun. However, with the new changes to the update for Season 7 in regarding to the Golden Pass, there's nothing to be excited about for Season 7. You know, like I was saying, them changing the option for you to obtain Golden Passes through using tokens is now gone. Which, for most free-to-play games, if you ever wanted to obtain the Battle Pass, you could buy it, yes, but you also could grind in the game and get the currency to then obtain it later on. So it's like, oh, you want the Golden Pass? Well, you gotta work for it. But oh, you want the Golden Pass and you got some money? You can just buy it. So you had options. But now, they're stripping us of these options. They're giving us less, and we're not getting more. Like, as I just said, what is there to be excited about? The new update in the community pit stop, at first glance, sounded kind of nice. Tournament modes. And I can cover this in another video, but to talk about it briefly, tournament modes, where we can go in there, obtain golden passes, which are called vault passes, to get other rewards or past content from the previous seasons that free-to-play players weren't even allowed access to, because how could we? We'd have to be founders to have access to that, right? And I mean seasons 1, 2, and 3. Season 4 is when the game became free-to-play. So now we have the option to go out, get a vault pass, and get the content we missed for these seasons. Cool. I like that. I like that idea. And the fact that we can always go back and do these races and they don't disappear. It's not a limited timed event. We could just go back at any time and do these races and get rewards for it. I thought was cool. I thought that was a great idea and something this game needed. Something to spice up Disney Speedstorm. I was cool on that. However, the next point they have is Golden Pass. They did a study internally and they realized, I think the numbers were something like 83% of the player base never completed the golden pass, the battle pass. Okay, 83%. That's a lot. That's 4/5 of their player base. So what about the other 17%? Well, yes, the other 17% did complete the battle pass. Okay, so how can we fix that? How can we get at least another 33% to go with that 17%? So now we can get to half of the player base completing this battle pass. Well, I'll tell you, GameLoft's big brain idea was, we'll get rid of the free-to-play grinded currency, which are tokens, which you could then use to obtain the battle pass. We'll get rid of that option completely and tell them, you know what? You know these other 17% of the player base who've completed the battle pass? Some of them pay for the battle pass and they complete it. So you know what? How about you all pay for it as well? So that will give you incentive to complete it. But hang on there. Let me stop you right there. I think you're too early. You know, the race hasn't even begun yet, GameLoft. Out of that 17% of that player base that does complete the battle pass or the golden pass, how many of that 17% use tokens that they grinded playing ranked multiplayer obtain the golden pass? See, that's something that no one has talked about yet. Okay, to put it in perspective, let's say there's 10,000 players that play this game. Just to throw a number out there, right? And we know that 83% of the player base did not complete the battle pass, the golden pass. What I'm looking at right here and what you guys can see in the background or on your screens. If we know that 83% did not finish the golden pass, we know that's 8,300 players who did not finish the golden pass. Okay, so we know that there's another 17% that did complete the golden pass. Great. That's 1,700 players. That's not bad. But then let's go a bit further. Out of that 1,700 players, how many of them opened their wallets to get the golden pass? Now that's the big question. Because I'm part of that 17% player base. I'm part of that 1,700 players. And I did not open my wallet to purchase the golden pass. And I know that there's a lot of other players who are in my situation who did not purchase the golden pass. We grinded ranked multiplayer, earned our tokens, and used the 990 and got the golden pass. So wait, normally, if my math is correct, every game has paid players, obviously. But the ratio from paid players and free-to-play players is always, for the most part, it might sound weird, it's the paid players that keep this game alive. Everyone knows that. Everyone understands that. However, the vast majority of players who usually play games like this, free-to-play games, are usually players who don't spend a dime on this game, which honestly is giving me a hard time to even fathom the fact that they would make this decision. Because going back to my point, I'm one of those 17% of players who don't spend any money on this game to obtain the golden pass, right? And if we know that a vast majority of players don't spend money in this game or free-to-play games, that means, and I'm gonna be nice here. Let's say out of the 17% of players that do complete the golden pass, let's say 5% of that percentage actually do open their wallets. Okay, cool. But guess what? That 12% that's left over, that's double more than double that 5%. So that should tell you right there that the people who are really completing this golden pass are free to play players. And when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, we take that 12% out of that 17% and we add it to the 83%. That leaves us with 95% of the player base that's free to play playing this game. So you mean to tell me you were catering this game to the 5% of players who spend money on this game?
Hi there.
Are they all millionaires or billionaires that we don't know about that are playing this game? Every whale or cash cow in this game, you mean to tell me that I've raced against is someone that works at Wall Street or a Fortune 500 company? Gameloft, what are we doing here? I don't know who's in your analytics and finance department, but I'm not asking for someone to be fired, but I'm asking that you go back to them and you relook at the numbers, because this is not it. I've been hopping in and out of this game for the past couple of days since this announcement, and I find it hard to play longer than an hour. Every day I used to play, grind out my dailies, go in there, do a couple of races, and the duration of my playtime would revolve around maybe 2 to 3 hours. Not bad. That means I'm doing things in this game. But now, you ask me what my playtime is now? Well, I'll tell you. I'll go hop into this game, get my daily missions done, and I'll sit in the shop for like maybe 5 minutes, deciding what I want to use my season coins on. And then I'll come to this screen. And I'll sit here for maybe another 10 minutes, and then I'll exit the game. I don't play the game. Not the same way I used to. And it's because this whole ordeal has left a sour taste in my mouth. I feel like I got sucker punched and spat on. I thought that Gameloft valued my time, valued my dedication, valued the fact that I wanted to grind in this game to unlock different characters across the many varied collections that they offer you in this game. Hell, if we look at the racers I've obtained, I have all of them. I've been able to unlock every racer in this game as a free-to-play player. Yet now they're telling me they don't care about me. They don't care that I was able to go against the odds and do something they thought was probably impossible. You have to spend money to get to where I'm at. No. You had a little bit of dedication and some time, you can obtain all of what I've achieved. But none of that matters anymore next week. All of this can't be done anymore. You need to spend $9.99 on one battle pass. Yeah, I didn't mention that. They split the season into two. It's one big season, but it's split in half. You have part 1 and part 2. And with every part comes a different golden pass. So forget about even getting the golden pass with tokens now, right? Because we talked about this. The only option on the table that's left for you as a free-to-play player is to be a paid player. Yeah, open your wallet. Get them $10. Because that's what it's going to cost you for a battle pass, a golden pass. But like I just said, the season has 2 parts to it. And every part has a golden pass tied to it. So it's not just $10 you're paying them. It's $20. Either that or you miss out. It's either that or you wait till the season's done and you try your luck in the universal box. Maybe they show up one day in the daily box. But who knows? With these changes, how do you know that they won't lock these characters out of the universal box or the daily box? As it stands, you can't even get Daisy or Minnie in the universal box as a free-to-play player. You know where you can get them? I'll show you. Here, season tour boxes. What's the currency for them? Tokens. I'm not saying you can't grind for tokens and get them, because you certainly can. Obviously, I've done that for the Golden Pass. I was saving up for next season's Golden Pass, but hey, can't do that no more, right? I can just spend them here. But why would I take the chance of having a possibility of getting their shards when I know Golden Pass, it was 100% I was getting their shards? I don't want to roll a dice to wonder if I'll get their shards, because then as a free-to-play player, obviously I'll run out of tokens, the currency that I could use to get their shards, Daisy and Minnie. So who's to say with this new update coming that in later seasons down the line, these races that we missed out on because we didn't pay for the 2 golden passes would even be in the universal box or daily box? I wouldn't put it past them. I mean, they already made it clear that they don't care about free-to-play players. Only the players who are paying. And I'll tell you one thing, I'm not paying. I'll grind a game that's great, that's good, where I'm having fun, having a blast, where I can sink my time in and sit back and say it was worth it. But I can't do that for a game that has every step and turn along the way since free to play. I've made it abundantly clear they don't care about free to play. Since I've been here from season 4, there have been many changes up until now that affected free to play players. We had issues that we wanted resolved since this game launched as free to play. And you know what? For the most part, majority of the, well, I can't even say majority. A minority of the community, and funny to say, this is the minority of the community who paid for early access or have been paying everything out of their pockets. So paid players who told some of us in the community who are free to play, oh, just get better at the game. These things won't affect you. Oh, if you don't want to play the game, then quit. And I'm not one of those who are very fickle and will hear things like this and it will deter me from playing the game. No. Because the issues that a lot of the free-to-play players, which includes myself, were going through, these issues didn't affect me. Because like I said, I'm an anomaly. I have a background of playing racing games, kart racers. This didn't affect me. This affects the casuals, which make up majority of the player base. I'm in that minority of players who are that skilled enough where this doesn't really faze them at all, if that. Okay, so then what do we have here? Well, I'll tell you. Everybody that came to this game and has stuck around since this game has been free to play, majority of these players are free to play. That means most of the casual players outnumber the players like myself and the players who paid for early access and the players who pay for everything else. They outnumber us maybe, I don't know, 3 to 1, maybe even 4 to 1. So if they're complaining about certain issues that's hindering them from progressing, maybe we should hear them out. Because if we don't, if enough of them leave, this would later on become an issue and a problem for us. Ranked multiplayer having so many issues at launch, especially for free-to-play players like myself. So many unbalances. Okay, they hurt us. They nerfed some characters. They buffed some characters. Cool. We're not done there yet. They still got some work to do in that regard. But then locking free-to-play players out of the ability to obtain mid-season racers? No, that's a no-no. Okay, I understand you have to earn your money some way, somehow. However, that wasn't the way to do it. Time trials? Time trials. You gotta be kidding me. Then we have season 5. The worst season, for me especially, since playing this game. Where all of a sudden, I went from being able to complete the season tour 100% to now not even being able to complete the season tour 100%. I didn't get to complete 3 races. Why? I'll tell you why. I required, what, at the time, a Stitch, who was 2 stars. Didn't have at the time. Think, who else? I honestly, I couldn't remember which races were needed, but at the time, I didn't have them. And that hindered me from getting other rewards. So if I was stopped from completing the season tour 100%, what do you think happened to the other players who weren't on my skill level? That's right. It was worse. It was magnified. Just imagine them trying to navigate single player. And they are frustrated because they can't unlock anything. So my main question is, Gameloft, when you shun the majority of your player base, when you tell them that if they want good things or if they want anything in this game, they can't just grind it out with time, they gotta pay for these things, what do you think happens after that message? I think in a situation like this, push comes to shove, season 7 will drop as scheduled. Maybe even gets delayed because of this drama. I don't know. But season 7 is inevitable. People will come because they're curious. But once their curiosity has shifted, has waned, what happens then? Well, I'll tell you. I expect a huge player base drop off. Honestly, I want to be nice and say maybe 20% of the player base leaves. But I feel like it's going to be half. So then, my next question to you, Gameloft, is will there be a season 8? What's going to happen in the future after season 7? Because we already know season 7 is a failure at launch. I mean, there's still some time to fix it, to revert and walk back the changes you made to the Golden Pass situation. That's really what this situation is all about. You see the outcry, you see the uproar across the internet, the Discord. You have gaming journalist companies like IGN and Kotaku covering this story. For a game with not a lot of players to begin with, being covered by IGN, Kotaku, some of the biggest gaming journalist companies in the business, says a lot. It means what you've done here is wrong. You're not on the right side of history right now. And you can either be remembered as the company that humbled itself, or you can be remembered as the company that went down in flames because their pride and their greed was too much for themselves. It's your choice. The tokens are in your hands. And with that, I'd like to conclude this video and hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see you in the next one.